Hey, what's going on everyone? This is iReviews back with another video, and finally Apple has released iOS 26.5 to the public. And this is a really important update as it most likely will be the last big update to iOS 26. Of course, we should get iOS 26.6 during the summer, but that will be a way smaller update. So in today's video, I will show you guys a few really important things that I suggest you must do on your device once you have updated your iPhone to the new iOS 26.5. Now, before we get into all that, I just want to ask you guys for a really quick favor. Most of you guys that watch my videos are currently not subscribed to the channel, so if you enjoy the videos and you want to see more of them, please make sure to hit the subscribe button. It really helps the channel a lot. Now, we're starting things off with updates. Now, a lot of people have installed the betas of iOS 26.5. Now, the first thing I suggest you do is make sure that you're out of the beta stages with iOS 26.5. The way you do that, head on to your settings, go to the general settings right here and go to the software update and make sure that you have the latest installed on your iPhone. As you might know, Apple has released a second RC for iOS 26.5, which is this one right here. So don't leave it like that, like I have it right here. Make sure you have it updated, installed on your device so you get the latest fixes and improvements that Apple has released with the second beta of the RC. And of course, if you're on any of the betas and haven't yet updated to the RC, make sure you do that immediately. That way you have completed the beta stages of iOS 26.5 and you're out of the betas with the install of the RC on your device. Now, the next thing I suggest you do is make sure you properly configure the updates on your device. Now, from this release to iOS 26.6, there will be quite a few weeks. I wouldn't expect iOS 26.6 to be released to the public for at least another couple of months. That's why in the meantime we will have most likely 1 or 2 minor updates released for iOS users, 26.5.1 and most likely also 26.5.2. Now, what I suggest you do is make sure that you have the automatic updates enabled on your device. These are smaller updates that of course won't contain any new features, but are actually really important for the security of your device and will fix things in the background that are really important. Now, what Apple is also releasing lately are security updates, and you should have those enabled as well. Those are not iOS updates, they're just security updates that do install but don't require like the installation process, the classic one that you do for iOS updates, but you need to make sure that you have them enabled. So for that, go under privacy and security and scroll all the way down right here until you find right here the option for the background security improvements. So you go right here and make sure you have this enabled. So of course, these updates will be installed automatically on your device. Now, another update a lot of people will get once they have updated their device to the new iOS 26.5 will of course be carrier updates. A lot of carriers will release new updates, so you need to make sure that you have the latest update from your carrier, if there is one of course available for your device, so that you get the best connectivity on your device. To do that, head on to the general settings, and then right here, once you go to the general settings, all you have to do here is just go to the about section, stay there for like 10 to 20 seconds, and if there is an update for your carrier, it will pop up on the screen right here. It is a simple and a very fast process. You tap the install button, it installs in like seconds, and you don't actually need to do anything else. It doesn't require you like to wait for the process to finish. It's really fast, but of course you get the latest updates from your carriers and you make sure that you have everything set up the right way on your device. Now, with the release of new iOS softwares, there's always new updates from apps, and usually the most popular apps will actually release updates for their apps right after a big iOS update, so it's of course better compatible with the new update. So what you need to do is make sure that you have all of your apps up to date, and you do that of course after you have updated your iPhone to the new iOS 26.5. Of course, it's simple to do. You head onto the App Store, go to your account. You will have now a section for your app updates. You go here and make sure that you have updated everything to their latest version. Now, of course, if you don't want to bother with this, you will have another option. You can just go to the App Store settings. Right here under the app section, when you go to your App Store settings, you will have a section for automatic downloads. All you have to do here is make sure you have enabled app updates. This will make sure that your apps will be updated automatically every time there's a new update for your app, so all the time you will have the latest updates on your device. A really important thing that you have to do after you have updated your iPhone, and I suggest you do this every time after an update, whether the update is small or big, is check the battery health of your device, especially if you have a device with the battery health that is close to 80%, which it means that your device won't be performing as it should, and you need to replace your battery if it drops under 80%. And I'll explain that in a minute. So right here under battery health, after you have updated, it will most likely change the percentage right here. Now, why this happens is because a lot of times, maybe more than half of times, iOS doesn't actually just update the maximum capacity and show you the real battery health. It usually does that when you update your device. That's why a lot of users will see a sudden drop on the battery health for maybe 2, 3, even 4 or 5%, because it doesn't update properly. It's stuck there, and when you update your device, iOS will basically recheck all the components of the iPhone, and that is the time when it will actually show you the real battery health of your device. So if let's say your device has been on like 82 or 83% battery health, and it has been there for a really long time, when you update your device, it might just sudden drop under 80%, and it basically will need a battery replacement. That is not caused by the update, but it's the fact that the iOS is actually not showing the real battery health, and when you do update, that's the time that it will display the real battery health of your device. That's why I suggest you go ahead and immediately check the battery health after you have updated your iPhone. And last but not least, something that I suggest you take the time to do every time after you update your iPhone, not that it's necessary, but just like a suggestion, always make sure that when you take the time to update your iPhone, you also spare a few minutes to actually go ahead and check your privacy settings. Like tracking right here, check the apps that maybe you have allowed to track you by accident and you don't want to have them there. You go ahead and disable them. Check your contacts, your files right here, media. You will have your photos, and of course, things like the camera, the microphone, the local network. Always make sure that you go ahead and give like a look at these things, check them, see if everything is properly configured the right way, the way you want that to be. And also, of course, don't forget to also take a look at location services for privacy concerns. Of course, also you just have your battery consumed a lot by location services. That's why you want to make sure you check that, and you don't have any app like tracking your location and draining your battery at the same time that you don't want them to be there. So always make sure after taking the time to update your device to spare a few minutes to check the battery, the actual privacy settings. So that's basically it for this video, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the video and found it helpful. If you did, smash that like button, and of course subscribe for more videos like this, and I'll see you guys on the next one.